Peter Michaels,
I'm not ready
sucking
yet.
back that hydrating water.
The high quality H2O.
You're staying hydrated.
Bateman.
That's important.
I have to stay hydrated.
Yes, you do. You need to drink way more water.
Getting on in years.
Do you
I'm gonna need to go to the bathroom soon.
Do you pay attention to your daily water intake?
You know what's really stupid and fucking nerdy is yes, I do.
Like
100%.
how do you do it?
I drink a shit ton of water.
You always have?
Always have.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Which is really strange. Nobody else in the family does, but I honestly feel like shit. I can tell if I go too long without drinking water. I feel like shit.
If you do. I thought you were saying like I drink all this water, but I still feel like shit all the time.
No, it definitely helps. I remember when Brett from the Glorious Sons came into the radio station for a visit, and he was carrying a jug. The first time they came into the station,
Okay.
and he had a big 4-liter milk jug. And I'm like,
Oh my God.
is he bringing his piss jug?
Yeah,
Is he
yeah,
emptying this in
yeah.
the? But no, he goes through I think a couple of those a day.
So what's the deal? Why did you like? Is that just something you grew up with? Like you need to drink water
No,
is a very
you know
important thing.
when it really first kicked in is I went on a big weight loss kick.
Oh, okay.
Probably 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And water plays a huge role
Mm-hmm.
in that. And
Cool.
then ever since then. So I've always drank lots of water, but then I realized the importance of it, and
Yeah.
that's stuck ever since. So I'm pretty geeky about keeping track of that, at least 8 cups.
So
I do like 8 cups by noon.
How do you
usually.
track it though? You just
I got
know?
a fucking app.
Or, you actually do?
Yeah.
Okay, well that's amazing.
I don't use it all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's an app.
Interesting.
I need to use it more because it's actually the app is a whole like food tracker thing.
Yeah.
Because pandemic pounds are definitely there.
Up the water.
They're and that having that fucking smoker over the last 2 years
Yeah.
almost that I've
Eating
had
lots
it,
of
I
fatty
definitely-
meat.
I definitely notice it there too. So, do you,
Well-
you don't drink a lot of water?
No, I try.
Yeah.
There's some days though where like I'll be like at a certain time in the day, mid-afternoon, I'll be like, good God, like I haven't had water for hours. It's
Yeah.
just been coffee, which I don't think is very good.
Oh, there's some water in there.
There is
I
some
guess
water in there.
You're
I
getting it one
suppose.
way or
I
the other.
suppose You're right. That's a nice way of thinking about it.
Man, again, so conversations that I didn't think we'd be talking about water today, and here we are. And we're going to talk about some things that we probably didn't think we're going to talk about in an interview with a band called Mountainhead.
Which I said to you, and we've been interacting with these guys for a number of months now.
Yep.
Because they've DM'd us a few times to see about what's the
Get
deal
us
with
on the show,
podcast.
boys.
And I've listened to some of their music. Their new EP Backseat just came out. I've given that a couple spins. But their personality, their image, before you even get to their personality, is very distinct.
Mm-hmm.
And still kind of a conundrum to me.
I think it is another kind of one of those legendary cases of do not judge a book.
Oh,
by its cover.
100%. 100%. And I said to you before the interview, like one of my main questions would be, what the fuck is Mountainhead?
Right.
Because I can't figure it out. It's not a bad thing, but from my position, I can't totally
Which I
figure
think
it
is
out.
good. There's got to be a little mystery, right, to draw you in and want to
sure
try
is.
to investigate it a little bit more. And yeah, these guys, actually, I think that's a great point. There's a lot of mystery around Mountainhead, and there's a lot to dive into.
Yes, and so Mountainhead is the Hanna brothers, Ben and Kyle,
And they're from
Georgetown.
Halton Hills.
Yeah,
That's the area is known
Halton
as.
is the region, like we are in central Alberta.
Yeah.
That is Halton.
Okay.
And then there's Halton, Peel.
And how far is that from where you grew up?
Oh, I grew up in Halton.
That's
the same.
okay. So
it's
you're right in
a
that.
huge region. It's
Okay.
really quite big. So yeah, that was kind of cool. But yeah, we learned a lot about. We were always going to learn a lot today with Mountainhead, but we learned a lot more than I think
got
either
into
of
some
us
things
bargained for.
we got into some things that we didn't expect to go there.
I like. It's something that I've always wanted for this podcast, and we've achieved it a number of times, I think. But like a certain level of, not a certain level, like a very high level of transparency and honesty.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we sure got that today.
We did. Huge shout out to Go Services Inc. and Boast Bar and Stage.
And water.
And to water.
To water. And to our friends, producers, Ryan and Ryley, who I think also enjoyed this chat coming up here at Communal Creative Studios, which if we can get Mountainhead in here, we will certainly make some very, very cool content.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, it'll be lots of fun. Hello.
Can you hear us?
Oh, yeah, we
Loud
can
and
hear
clear.
you
Oh,
very, very
all right.
well.
You got us?
Nice. Oh, yeah.
We can hear you guys too.
Right.
Where are you
Yeah,
right
look at
now?
that
That's my
setup.
question.
That is great. We're gonna have to
We're
go
in
through
the
some of
dungeon.
those. We're gonna have to go through some of those knickknacks there.
Yes, we certainly can.
Yeah, you're definitely dungeon vibes for sure. Productive dungeon vibes.
That's it. That's it, man.
This is the organ for the Kraken right behind us.
Okay, so we got Ben and Kyle, right?
What up, guys?
Yes.
Really,
Patrick, Peter.
Patrick and Peter. Awesome.
really nice to meet you guys. Congrats on
Likewise.
the EP release.
Thanks,
Thank you,
guys.
and thanks for having us on.
Yeah, of course. That's you have been having an exciting weekend, or what? Is it like, what's the vibe been? You put something out there, now what?
That's a good question. We've just been chilling, really. We had, what did we do last night? We played some Stardew Valley. We kicked back and just played a video game.
It's about as chill as you can get.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, we didn't go wild. I mean, we've been stoned all week, but
that
you
could
know,
be it.
yeah, we didn't go too wild. But who knows what we'll do tonight?
So wait, are you like, you're both running the same farm, or are we doing like some co-op Stardew, or
Oh yeah, co-op.
Yeah,
Big
Okay.
time,
exactly,
man.
co-op.
like for year one? Year what? How many years into the farming are we?
We're 2, I think. Just,
Okay.
Just noobs here, man.
So
Just learning.
You're learning from many, many mistakes.
Yes,
Exactly.
making a lot of mayonnaise and cheese.
Yeah. That sounds about the time when I put that fucking game down. But
Yeah. So yeah, there's been a couple moments lately where it's been like, what the fuck am I doing?
yeah, I gotta wait another fucking year for this. Are you serious?
For those not in the loop, what is this all about? Is it
Start-
Farmville is what it sounds
No,
like?
well, yeah, essentially, it's just way better, and it's quite a beautiful little top-down 8-bit game, right? I think that's fair to say.
Exactly. It's like
Exactly.
the cover art for our Backseat EP here.
Yeah. So
We're getting in the mood for it.
I wanted to ask where did you get the cover art from? Obviously you know some talented creatives across all sorts of genres of art and creativity, but where did you get it from?
It's as funny enough as we do know so many great artists and designers. We got that one from Fiverr.
I knew it. Okay, that's why I asked the question. That's why I asked the question, because I saw it and I was like, man, that's really cool. But like, I don't know anyone that does 8-bit art. I wonder if that's a Fiverr piece.
100%.
It was. We
man.
found this guy Jessamine who does Unreal 16-bit and 8-bit.
It wasn't a Fiverr.
It
either.
wasn't a
Spoiler
Fiverr though.
alert.
Yeah, spoiler alert. It's not a Fiverr.
Have you used Fiverr
I have
before?
not used Fiverr.
So
no.
So the idea is, and I've never used it, so you guys can explain it better. But like you spend $5 for a concept, and then you spend an extra $5 for like the rights to it. Is that how it works?
It used to be. It's just a marketplace, but it used to be a spot where you would pay $5 and get a
Yeah.
service. Like it'd be like, I'll mix your song for $5, or I'll do a graphic design for $5. Now it's just a marketplace where, you know, things are like $300. You can still get things for $5.
It's like the
but
dollar
there's-
store, you know?
Okay.
And like, say like this guy will have, you know, his early package is like $89.99, and then there's the deluxe. Like they have, it's all scaled now, and it's just a great
Resource. Just
it's a
to
great
find
resource, yeah.
Creative things.
And if you're in a pinch, to get some people to help you out,
For sure.
you know,
Yeah.
virtual assistants, stuff like that.
And now would this blossom into something further? Like, would you go back to this guy again and have more stuff done?
I mean, sure. If we wanted some more of this style of art, for
Yeah.
sure. He's a great pixel artist.
We've been dreaming of a video game too. So
Yeah, we really do
that
wanna
would
make a
be
video
kinda
game.
Cool.
That'd
Just
be
like
sweet.
a easy one like that, like Stardew or like the pixel art, 8 pixels or 8-bit, whatever.
Yeah. No, that'd be fun. If you could
Yeah.
make it a lot shorter than Stardew Valley.
Yeah. No, yeah. We're gonna start with one level.
Man, is it just infinite?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can play Stardew Valley because so it's you inherit a farm
Yeah.
in a town that's new to you, so you have to do all sorts of exploring while also maintaining your farm and trying to profit, which means that you have to go buy seeds that are in season or pre-season and plant them on a specific date. Like there's some
like
are you guys organized, fellas? Because you have to be fucking organized.
This is
We
what we're
had
learning.
to
man. This
like
is what
build.
we're
We had
learning
to
from
redo
this.
everything because it got fucking disaster.
And does this shit grow in like real time? Like if you're planting a crop, you got to wait
Sure, like
5-6 months for it to be ready?
some of them, yeah, for
Really?
sure, yeah.
In Stardew days.
Some
But
of
yeah,
them-
starting days are pretty quick.
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Some of them are just like 3, 4, 5 day like peppers or I don't know,
Yeah.
Exactly.
carrots or some
Exactly.
shit. But yeah, like
Yeah.
you can get into like you guys will find out. You can start growing trees, which
Oh,
will
yeah,
take
got
pretty
the
much a
greenhouse.
full year from what
Okay.
I remember to profit off of. It's like
Just
farm
on the damn
simulator, but
pomegranate.
yeah, way less like simulator.
I get it.
Yeah.
Attention spans have, I think, dropped a lot since that game probably first came out.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised, man. That game's like game racks up the game
Yeah?
hours. Oh yeah,
All right.
people love that shit. Yeah,
It's awesome. Yeah.
yeah. Do you have a name for your farm?
I think it's just Mountain Head Farm, I think.
There you go.
I
Okay,
haven't
so
even looked. I'm the guest on the farm.
Just the ranch hand.
Yeah.
Exactly. Handling the sheep.
so Pete mentioned before we hopped on that a mutual of ours, someone that was on the podcast about a month ago, Pete Van Helvoort, had made.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are from the same town, or
Yeah.
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 so is that Newmarket or
Georgetown.
Georgetown? Right, Georgetown. Right. Yeah.
Which
Yeah,
is all.
Halton
So
Hills,
what's
as they call it?
Halton Hills? Okay, so is Halton Hills like a collective for a group of towns?
You
Is
guys
that-
are HDSB boys or what?
What's that?
Halton District School Board?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
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 I was in the Catholic one though, because he got kicked out of school, and
It wasn't me.
guilt by association. I switched schools.
Oh, okay.
So
You
I-
switched.
Yeah,
Okay.
I switched schools at. Well, my parents were like, you're never going to get through these years with this principal. And
I
what you're
ruined it for him.
Yeah.
But actually it didn't, because you get to go over to the Catholic school.
It was great. I didn't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
be the new
know.
kid in
I didn't.
town.
Yeah, and I didn't know any religious stuff. So I actually learned something in religion class. I was like, wow.
So you both
Look at
got
that.
booted. Well, one of you got booted out of the public school, and then both of you moved to the Catholic.
No, I was done after that. I graduated, but
Okay.
I wasn't allowed at the celebration. But anyhow, I got it in the mail.
I'm sure the statute of limitations is
Yeah,
passed.
yeah.
Do we get to talk about this incident? I
It
feel
said
like there's a
forever,
story.
but hey, that's fine.
It
It's
really
fine.
wasn't that bad at
No,
all.
it wasn't.
What happened, Kyle?
I just got into an altercation with the principal. Didn't get not physical or anything, but
Yeah.
it turned into silly stuff.
Someone felt disrespected. Someone in power felt disrespected.
How did you know?
Yeah.
How did you know, Patrick, man?
Do you remember exactly what you said? You don't have to say it, but do you remember? Like, is it like a vivid memory in your mind?
Well, like he was taking, there was booze on the bus, but it wasn't through the school. And then he was taking everybody's like stuff out of the purses, out of the bags. And then I got into his face, and I just didn't think it was right. And he just kind of,
Yeah, it was
I
at,
got in shit.
it was at prom. They had a
Oh,
pri-
is that
they had a-
prom? Sorry.
They
Yeah,
had
yeah.
a private bus.
Off
Principal
school
went on without
function.
permission.
Yep.
Started going through
Trying to
girls'
wreck the
bags.
after party. Come
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to protect it. You know?
Yeah. You guys don't do prom in Alberta, right?
Not per se, no. Like
do
we
you-
do have we have a grad ceremony and then a post grad party,
Yeah.
but we don't call it prom.
Right. Okay. Prom is.
Was it? Do you actually had it called? It's called prom in Ontario.
Oh yeah, and
Like
it
a
has
full-blown-
nothing. Well, at least for
Oh,
me,
yeah.
I went to high school in Oakville, but
Oh, yeah.
Unreal.
yeah,
Nice.
for me, prom was like not even in relation to grad at all. It was about a month before grad, but it's no connection.
They're not affiliated.
Mhm.
So is
yeah,
it,
it's just like a weird dance.
It's like, hey, we want to be American, and
it's their
Yeah,
king and
something
queens.
Like that, man, for sure.
I don't remember
I don't
if
know
I wasn't
there
cool.
was kings and queens.
Yeah, I don't think I was cool enough to know if that was a thing.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we just get all dressed up out here in Alberta. We dance around in the local rink,
Line dance?
and then we
Oh, okay.
head out to the
I thought it was
bush,
a line dance too, man.
and that's prom for us.
Yeah, no, prom is a pretty like the girls get some pretty serious dresses. At least in Oakville, I can't imagine Georgetown was all that different.
Yeah, it was
Exactly.
it's pretty
Same
similar,
thing.
man.
Yeah, yeah,
Way too much booze.
way too much.
Classic. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's probably prom was probably when I learned that I can't smoke too much weed after I'm drunk already. That was a valuable lesson. Yeah.
See, same as Stardew. Learn from the mistakes. You know?
Okay, so yeah, that's very cool to know that there's some connection there with you and Pete Van Helvoort. We're big
Oh, yeah,
fans
yeah,
of him.
yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
Pete's awesome,
teenage kicks were big time when we were like in high school or
Yeah.
just outside of high
Interesting.
school.
interesting. Okay, yeah, that band is yeah. I'm still sad every day that band is
Yeah.
no longer around.
Seriously.
Yeah, it was
They were awesome.
a great band. Saw them at the Horseshoe quite a few times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you guys at their final show?
No,
Okay.
we didn't go to that one, but I heard
No
it
Reasons Alive.
was amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was great. It was a really fun time. Really fun
Great
time.
band.
Um,
band.
It really is.
So yeah, you're the new record is out. You guys are from Georgetown. I can only
Yeah.
assume this is only our second guest from Georgetown, Ontario.
It's wild that there's even been two.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. All the way here in Red Deer, Alberta. Have you guys ever been to Alberta?
Oh yeah,
No.
we
Oh,
to
do we?
Alberta. Yeah,
Not a Red Deer.
Not Red Deer, but yeah, our
We have good
parents
friends out there.
Our parents lived in Fort Mac for about 11 years, so we were always going to Calgary and Edmonton and the Mac and everywhere in between.
Okay,
Interesting.
I figured you guys were familiar. I emailed them this morning just to let them know that what times and all that, and that we were having our good old-fashioned spring blizzard. First day of spring, and we're getting a shit ton of snow.
Yeah.
And you guys knew all that.
Oh yeah, we spent some time up in Fort Mac so we could buy some nice instruments.
You're right, exactly.
and compile quite a collection in the dungeon. I'm going to be totally distracted by that lava lamp.
That lava lamp is
It's
good.
Which one? This one?
Oh, I didn't even notice that one. The one, the reddish one. Okay, I'll try my best.
Here, I'll try to block it out of here, man. Anyhow,
there's why the hats come into play. That's it. So we can block shit out.
Of course.
So how long have you guys been playing music?
Oh, forever, really. I mean, I've been playing since I was a kid.
I started playing after I went to university. Just took like a music class last semester. I was doing finance, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm doing the wrong shit here." Headed straight for the ditch. Haven't turned back since, man.
Yeah, we started a studio together. I mean, well, we're brothers, but we started a studio together years ago, and that kind of just naturally blossomed into us playing in bands and playing in other people's bands,
Learning how to play.
And then we started Mountain Head. We started, I guess, 3 years ago.
And okay, so and what's the age gap between you guys?
3.5 years.
3.5.
I think so. Yeah.
So and you're not involved in finance at all anymore, or what?
No, well,
no,
I mean,
just our general ledger.
Our own, but that's it.
Where were you going to school for finance?
Western.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, that's quite a swerve.
Yeah, it was a good. I mean, I haven't regretted it since, man. That's for sure.
It doesn't look like it. I mean, I can't imagine. I can't imagine you're walking into too many finance interviews with a grill going in the hat at this point.
No, I can try though. I might try. Actually.
I think that's what that world needs.
Honestly. I agree. I'm
There
sure they've been fine with tattoos for a few years now, at least.
But
Right.
you'd think.
We got to push the next thing.
Grills are next.
Trust us with your finances.
And then where's the studio?
In Georgetown.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're in it right now.
You're in Georgetown? Oh, okay. I see. I understand.
Yeah.
So you opened a studio in Georgetown. Was that something that you felt was missing from your community as you became more and more involved in music?
It was that, and also just like we didn't want to join the grind. We wanted to do our own thing, and that was what we had at our disposal at the time. We had a space, we had a bunch of gear. I was in school for audio engineering, so it kind of just all coincided at the right time as like we collectively just swerved out of it. Because I did 1 year a business school, and that 1 year I had an 8-track recorder in my room, and I just made shit the whole time.
Right.
So I was like, I'm out of here. I'm gonna figure out how to record better. And then did the studio and just started playing live and gigging and touring and doing all that stuff.
Crazy.
And cranking out more than just music from the studio. Did I read you guys do some cartoon stuff and voiceover?
Oh yeah,
Oh
we've done a lot of crazy shit
Wild
there,
stuff.
man. We did at one point there was a website called SomaliCartoons.com, and these two dudes from Somalia came here, and they had this whole cartoon series, and like whatever, we were having a good time. They were great guys.
They were cool.
They were giving us like cat and hookah and stuff like that. And anyways, they produced this whole series here, and it was up for a while, and it was they got animated. It was great, and then eventually it was gone, and we were like, what happened? They're like, we were getting death threats because I guess it was like heavily political humor they were pumping out.
Yeah,
it's like satire.
We're like,
and it's like a no there. I guess.
Delete anything that says the studio name on it.
Yeah.
We've done tons of shit, and we did voiceovers. We do ads, like music for ads, and all that stuff.
What's the studio called?
Well, I guess it's still called Hannikin Studio, but we basically just operate for ourselves.
And our friends, whoever want to come through, really.
Mm-hmm. Hannikin as in
COVID.
K-I-N?
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. What about, and then you mentioned school for audio engineering. Did you finish that?
Yep. Yeah, I did that.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, the Classic Metalworks.
Oh, okay.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And it was cool though, because we started the studio when I was still in college, like first year, and I started missing a shitload of class. And I went and talked to the dean because they're like, you got to do this. And I was like, look, man, I'm not going to come to school and sit here and have someone talk to me about recording when we got a band in the studio and we're recording that band. And they were really cool about it. And I was like, I'll bring you all the albums we make. And they're like, sweet. So they kind of like worked with me that because I was doing it, they couldn't really be telling me to get to class.
Yeah.
So they, and I did go to class, but there was a nice synthesis where with especially a lot of the recording classes where they just kind of let me show them what I was doing to get by for some of the final projects and shit.
Yeah, it's you were taking a hard look at Metalworks at one point, right?
We had looked, my son went out for this. So we had looked at Metalworks, we had looked at Nimbus in BC. He ended up going to OE Art in London.
Yep. Great
So,
school.
Yeah. He just graduated from that last summer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But Metalworks is like probably the most well known across the country, I'm assuming.
Definitely, it's got the name behind it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I think they just kind of got to it first. Like they were kind of, them and like Trebas and Harris were kind of like doing the recording arts thing before it started to really, really catch on now.
Yeah, I wonder what the difference is like between experience that you would get at a private college like one of those versus like the program at Fanshawe,
right,
in London.
I think the program at Fanshawe, from what I hear, is fucking amazing.
Same.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people who came out of that program and are doing quite well.
Yeah.
So it's all getting pretty good.
I
would be. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go for it.
I was just gonna say I'd be interested to even know how different it would be now for what they're teaching, because I know like DJing and all that stuff. A lot of the stuff there's a borderline of things that like can't be taught, but there's like the fundamentals. All those places can ingrain in you. Like fuck, if we didn't know how to record, I don't know what the fuck we would be doing, because it's an expensive enough endeavor promoting your music, let alone and dealing with labels. But if you're coming into a situation and you're fucking 30-40 in the hole on the record, holy fuck.
Yeah. It's terrifying.
So that I'm a big advocate of artists knowing how to record and produce.
It's getting easier and easier to do it too.
I had a brief stint at Fanshawe. I was signed up for the radio broadcast program, and but you got to do a year of general studies before that. I just left 4 years of general studies. So
no
shit again.
Man.
Yeah, exactly.
So I just
we're doing English again. Catch
yeah,
you
exactly.
Again.
It's like, yeah, I've heard of this Shakespeare fella. I don't think I need him ever again in my life. Thank you.
What, have you heard of Bill Shakespeare?
Yeah. So, but it is pretty incredible that you can access all across the country, even on the East Coast. I'm pretty sure there are some pretty legitimate programs for people hoping to get into the audio engineering game.
For sure.
Yep.
It's a fun, endless game.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. So now that the record is out, what do you have your eyes and ears set on for Mountainhead?
Well, touring, obviously, that would be a nice one, so we can stretch our limbs out of here a bit. But
yeah, we got a couple of shows on the docket, and
Cool.
we're looking to tour a little widely. We're playing the Horseshoe in May, and then we're going to LA for a showcase, and then some Ontario dates. But we're looking to get across Canada and stretch the legs.
Yeah.
Backseat, the single, has gone to radio. Let
Cool.
It Out already did its thing at radio last summer. So yeah, and we keep making music, so we're looking to just keep
releasing it,
keep releasing and keep moving. And
we got clogged up a bit there with the COVID thing, but
yeah, for sure. It definitely.
Well, you guys, you didn't let that get you down at all. Like, that's one thing. If anybody is just discovering you, there is just such a mountain of content to go through, because you guys like. It's pretty good. Hey, that's the dad in me coming out.
Hey, big time. Love it.
But yeah, like, is that do you guys just have fun with it? Is it a conscious kind of on the back end thing, going, we need to be out there in front of people all the time? What could we do to do that? Where does it all come from? Because you guys are incredibly busy on all of the various platforms.
Yeah, it's just we try to keep like a structure to just keep us from descending into chaos, which is pretty easy for us to do. So but we also we're not really into the whole pander bear thing going on out there, so we're trying to we don't want to do things with ill intentions. So with the content, we basically are just doing things that we do anyways. We've been making those really short podcasts. Usually on a Sunday we'll chill and chat and maybe discuss what we're going to do for the week, do what we're doing right now,
right?
But just making those little quick songs keeps you a little sharp with Logic and with all that shit. Just trying to do things that we do anyway and not resent the fact that we're being in front of the camera, because like anyone's suggestion now is like TikTok, covers on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like that's the key there. That's what there is to do. And I mean, shit, we got some good success off of doing that Wu-Tang cover, but like,
Shout out to the Wu.
yeah, shout out to the Wu for that. But it's it's a balance between keeping ourselves busy with things we want to do and just staying focused on the music and not getting too distracted about what our neighbors are doing. And by neighbors, I mean anyone in the world.
That Shimmy Shimmy Ya cover, I really, really dig it. But like, what was the catalyst of deciding to make that, other than it being a killer song?
It's a pretty funny one. So like we had our very first show ever, I guess May 2 or 3 years ago. And we had like 8 songs at the time, and we were like, fuck, we need a cover. And we were like, fuck, we don't want to do, like, what are we going to do? Fucking Spirit in the Sky? Like, what covers? What's the point of doing any of these songs that, like, all you're going to do is disappoint someone when it's not the song? And for whatever reason, we were just like, let's do a fucking hip hop cover, because then we can be free. We're obviously not going to do what ODB's doing. We're obviously not going to play the beat. So we can kind of do our own thing with it. And I don't know how we picked Shimmy Shimmy Ya. It was probably because we're big
Wu-Tang fans.
Yeah, and like,
Old Dirty.
And we had kind of been fucking around we'd been getting our vocal blend better, and that we just kind of said it one day and decided to do it. But basically we played that first show, we played Shimmy, people loved it. We woke up the next day, we were hungover as shit, and we were kind of like tiptoeing around each other, like being like, are we going to work and do something today, or are we going to just fuck off? Because we really want to just fuck off. And we fucked on, and we went down there and we did it. And like, for whatever reason, we recorded it live off the floor for no reason. Like we used shit mics. Like we have great mics here, and we could have done such a better job. The filming was kind of horrendous, but it didn't matter. Like in the end, we put it out there, and we really had no intentions of getting a repost, but it happened, and it was great. It was a cool experience. And I mean, if we wanted a nod from anyone, I guess the Wu-Tang would definitely be it.
No kidding. No kidding.
It sounds like such the possibly the most natural way of approaching a cover.
100%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
fuck on.
Yeah, fuck on, baby.
Fuck on.
Shimmy, shimmy, yeah.
And look in the hip hop world, because you can be free. You can be free. You don't have to. If you're gonna do a Zeppelin song, someone's gonna spit on you for not sounding like Robert Plant, John Bonham, and fucking Jimmy Page all at once.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, if like what you guys did with Shimmy Shimmy Ya is very much your own. It is very much not ODB. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's pretty amazing how unique it is, and we talk about covers a lot
all
on
the time.
show.
And I just like I
love covers. Pete hates covers.
Typically, I hate covers because of the exact reason you just said. Like if you have to live up to what the original was, like I've already got the original. I don't
exactly.
like right.
It already exists.
It already exists. I like it. I know it. I'm familiar with it. I love it. So give me something. Put it through your filter, and let me hear your take on it, which I think is exactly what you guys did. It sounds phenomenal.
Yeah, when they say Petty is rolling in his grave at that cover, it's not actually Petty, it's Pete just sitting here fuming.
Amazing.
Any other hip hop songs that you guys jam to?
We've done next episode. It's only on YouTube and SoundCloud.
Right.
We did with like sitars as the lead thing that Dre has. It was pretty cool, but to pull that off live is near impossible, to play that and sing these lines over top of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
we like to push that a lot, but that one's really tough.
Yeah, we put ourselves in that conundrum a lot, where like the vocals are a pretty odd counter rhythm to the music. So when we'll write these songs, produce them, and like you record the guitar, record the vocals, and you go to learn to play them, and you're like, oh fuck. None of them are like strummers where you can just kind of be free to do your thing. Like they're all like locked, and you're like on this tightrope, and you're like, fuck. And each time we're kind of like, is this even possible? And it starts out as an impossible task.
Hurting your brain. You're like,
you finally get in there and gets unconscious, and you're like, oh, thank you. It's in there now. Thank you. And each time I'm like, okay, we're good. We've learned how to do this now. And then
next batch of songs,
descent
again. Oh no.
Do a child each time. Oh
no. So with the Backseat EP, and this is a genuine question.
Yeah.
You and I are in a bar. We've never met before. You tell me that you're in a band. I want to listen, and I ask you, what kind of music do you guys play? What is the answer?
Oh fuck! This one's super electric rock.
Great. That that adds up.
that's
I like
nice.
that. I like that. Because I
Awesome.
I was struggling. I've been struggling to figure out, and I don't love narrowing down to a specific genre. I think that's pretty overrated in most cases. But the Backseat EP specifically is, and I guess it's also fair to say to our listeners who are not watching this or have not seen the image of Mountainhead, what you play does not necessarily, to me, or to traditional in the traditional sense, to what you guys look like. That's fair.
Doesn't all match up.
Yeah.
We get a lot of Freebird yelling at us.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Well, that's honestly like when I saw Halton Hills and you see the hats and the beards, you just automatically think some sort of southern rock, Skinnerty kind of whatever.
Which I don't even think it's not like a hugely popular genre out there to begin with, right? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, we used to do a lot of that. We were very Allman Brothers-esque prior.
Okay. And
Grateful Dead-esque.
you've decided to like part ways with it, or
with the past more.
We
or less.
we
We're
parted-
really
we-
in our heads into that music, but we gotta
We were driving the car, looking in the rearview mirror, and we said,
Right.
"Oh, we better look at the fucking windshield."
see where we're going.
But I love that too because it doesn't necessarily have to be the sound of that is the influence, right? You can use nothing says you have to use the sound as the influence or the base of what's going on, right?
Right.
Because that music is so much more than just the sound.
Exactly,
man.
exactly.
It's exactly that.
so did the beard and the hair and the hat come into play during those days playing a lot of Southern influenced music?
I mean, if we give you the true origin story here, what happened
Please do.
was so we were in another band and we were playing like pretty jammy stuff. Like I'm talking 6 songs in a 2 hour and 15 minutes.
Love it.
And we were doing a
Love it.
cross Canada tour and it was great. And like basically an old band had fallen apart a couple weeks before that tour. So we were on this tour, we hired a new drummer and we were just writing songs as we went and like flying. We're like, fuck it. The tour's already fallen, or the album's fallen apart. Let's just do the tour as a completely different band. And this specific drummer was really into psychedelics and plant medicine as we were, but he had been, traveling around and trying shit we had never heard of. So one day we were playing the Horseshoe and earlier in the day he called us and he's like, yo dudes, the main vein's in town. He's doing ceremonies. We got to do it. And we're like, the main vein. Okay, we'll do it. And so we played the show at the Horseshoe, and from the main vein, who was the shaman, from his advice, it was the only time we've ever played a show. We didn't smoke weed, we didn't drink, nothing. We stayed sober, we drank water, played a hell of a show. It was fun. But anyway, so the next day we go to this apartment in the Danforth in Toronto and we like knock on the door and it opens up and there's this lady that essentially looks like the Oracle from the Matrix. She's like,
Nice.
come on in, just sit down. And we're like, okay. So we're just sitting, chilling, and like have no idea what's going on. We know that there's a shaman somewhere, but we don't know if he's in the house or gone. And so we're just chilling for about 10 minutes, having a chat with this lady, and the door opens, and our drummer at the time, Drew, walks in, and the look on his face is not good. He looks defeated, sad, and terrified. And then the shaman walks in, who's this like just the coolest looking dude ever, like big bold face, like headband, feathers, long ass hair, braided. And he was just like sits down with us, and he's from Mexico, so he doesn't speak English too well. And I was like, yo, we can go together, it's all good. And he's like, no, we're gonna go one at a time. He's like, let's just sit here and concentrate for a second. He puts on like meditation music and we're chilling. And he's like, all right, both of you come with me. So we walk with him and we start walking to this park in the Danforth. And we're like, what the fuck? Like what are we doing here? There's fucking people everywhere.
Yeah.
And at this point we knew we were doing a DMT ceremony. So we're smoking DMT. And so we're like, okay, maybe he's got a place deep down in the woods somewhere where no one's going to see us. Fucking 20 steps into this place. There's 200 people around us. He's like, just up here. So we take like 20 steps off of this fucking path. And he's like, who's going first? And I was like, I'll go. So he's like, okay, sit down. And I sit down at the base of this pine tree and they form a triangle. Like, so the shaman's here, Kyle's here. Shaman comes, puts this blanket over my head, pulls out like a straight glass pipe, like a straight looking like looked like a crack pipe. But
Yeah.
It was just like eyedropper. And he's like, all right, when I tell you to go, do it. And I was like, okay. So I'm just sitting there and he pulls out a torch and he lights this shit. And like, again, people everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's Kyle and I, we have long hair and beards at the time, and this shaman who looks just as wild as we do, if not wilder. So yeah, I hit this pipe, and the first thing that hit me was like the strongest sense of deja vu I've ever had. I was like, what? I was like, I dreamt this last night. And then I like kind of faded back, and I was like, oh, this is the only dream that there ever was. And like it started, this intensity started to build in my ears. It was like, and like I started to like tense up, like I was tensing up and being like, holy fuck. And it finally popped, and I just went completely limp, all tension gone, and like in a completely inexplicable realm. Unexplainable, stone sober, mind isn't intoxicated, I'm not heavy, I'm not like faded back, I'm pinned with it, but eyes open or closed, it ain't this anymore at all. And so spun around the universe for what felt like an eternity, but it was in reality probably 8 minutes. Came back down, kind of had a giggle and was like, did that even just happen?
Yeah.
And then Kyle went, spun around.
Same thing, basically. And then a dog came over to us when we all were hanging out and like licked us in the face. And the shaman's like, this is a good sign. These are the keepers of this realm. I was like, okay. And then he drew a line in the sand and goes, from here on out, forget the past. And then this is basically, we were thinking about all this stuff and thinking about it. And we were like, you know what, Ben? We're doing this on our own here.
Yeah, we quit our own band after that.
God damn.
Wow. And like this, so say this park is just like just families running around playing, kids.
It's in the Danforth in Toronto, like a busy spot.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is as soon as I hit it, I couldn't give one fuck that
there
was people there, or that the human game even existed, because it was gone. And like no one batted an eye or bugged us. I feel like we were in like an invisible force field.
Crazy.
Wild.
So Kyle, when you were watching this, like obviously you guys are, it sounds like you do your research to a certain extent with this kind of stuff anyways.
For sure.
Was like, what were you feeling when you're watching your brother go through this?
It was wild because like I'm seeing him, like you said, going limp and doing all these weird movements.
Yeah.
And then behind him is like the shaman going like, and then all of a sudden Ben's like, boom, and he's straight up and he's like swinging this like dreidel thing around. And it was very strange because when I was seeing it, but then when it was my turn to go, I could understand what he was doing when I was like in the experience.
Okay.
I could he was like grounding. I was like, I could lean on him a bit or whatever. He was just like holding space for me, if that makes any sense.
No, that I mean, yeah, that's incredible.
And that's the incredible thing too. Like everything in those, whatever you say, it probably took 8 minutes altogether. Everything in that 8 minutes is like you vividly remember everything from those 8 minutes.
It's
like a dream, almost like a fleeting dream.
It's a fleeting,
There's no time, man.
Yeah.
You
can't
was
record
like
anything.
The main message for sure. It can't be, once you open
Straight to the
Pandora's
heart
box,
like a
you
cannonball.
can never close it.
Yeah.
But the specifics, I just have like glimpses of light in my head and a feeling about it, because it was the most amazing, astonishing, and unreal thing you could, like, I don't even know what to say about it.
You just can't believe it almost. It's like, what? I don't know.
It's
what
astonishing.
To do with this.
It makes no sense at all.
And you guys were like, well, I've always wondered what the hangover is on a DMT trip.
Oh man.
Absolutely. Like we went
just
and played
back
a
to
gig
normal.
after.
Yeah.
We went and played a gig, and it was like nothing even happened. Like literally once it was done, because I came back at one point and I was kind of there, and he kind of hit me on the forehead and he's like, keep going and work.
Get back in there.
Yeah, exactly.
But he was making sure we were working. Like it wasn't like a screw around thing.
He was like, make sure you're paying attention, because he's like, it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be insane, but like pay attention and like sort out what's going on. And it's kind of like, if you can pay attention through the height of awe and chaos, I suppose, it helps you pay attention through what you would call bad or whatever. It helps you pay attention more.
Yeah.
But it was fucking wild. And watching Kyle, I knew exactly where he was at in the trip too, because I just went through it. It was almost verbatim.
Which is strange, right? It's like everyone's having the same experience, or like not everyone, but I guess us. Like,
fuck, crazy. Have you guys done this again, or gone down to South or Central America?
We haven't yet. We're definitely going to. We haven't
to?
done DMT again, but I mean, we've messed around with Wachuma, which is like San Pedro cactus, and obviously, LSD and mushrooms and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But it seems like they're all signaling to one thing, and they're all saying the same thing. So it's kind of like
different paths there.
And it's kind of like the gaslight thing where we say like these keys open doors you don't have to use anymore. It's like once you get the thing that it's trying to show you, you don't have to keep going back there. It's like if you start to think that is the thing, that's where it can be troublesome, because if you're relying on something, or you think something's giving you something where it's just showing you something that's already there.
Right.
So we do, I would say we do maintenance work now every, once every quarter, to make sure things aren't getting too serious and tight, but responsible usage of interesting things.
If you don't mind me asking, when you do maintenance work, like, are you guys into microdosing at all, or is it just like, taking a serious dive in every once in a while?
Usually the latter, but we have been experimenting with microdosing as well, just to see what it's like. And so far the findings are quite good. I find it, at least for me, I've found microdosing, when doing it, I've got like just a slight perception or attention attenuation to be like more, just like more here, where I'm noticing like the dust behind the computer. Like I'm just more in my body and grounded, or what. It's hard to say all this stuff because what does it all mean? But like, just more aware and less like aloof. Like taking, kind of gives you more awareness around the moment. So you're not like scoffing at normal reality. You're kind of like fucking right about everything.
Yeah, it's one of those things that both makes me happy and incredibly frustrated, is the advance of these drugs, illicit substances, illegal substances, as to a point where like some of them are, you could look at to a certain degree as steroids, as like an opportunity to make a majorly positive impact on your health, your mental state, blah blah blah, all those things.
Insane performance enhancers, and they're tools, man. I hate the word drug anymore.
I know.
A lot of this stuff, it's so backwards and wrong. It's like my firsthand experience versus what I've been told, there is absolutely no correlation. And I'm not advocating irresponsible use of anything, because
a hammer, you can smash your hand or build a house. Like it's up to you, the user here.
Moderation is
meditation and yoga first too. Get yourself in a more balanced state before you plug yourself into a huge Marshall amplifier. Because these things are loud. They can go really loud. They go to 11 if you want them to.
Well, that's I think what I like behind the message as well is, again, you guys have done your research. This isn't just some frivolous thing to go. You've done your research. You're looking for the benefit that it's going to deliver,
but also getting over the fear of at this point, a century of villainizing substances, and therefore preventing progress to a staggering degree.
So where does the creative process, like, obviously it's clearing your head up, it's getting you into the right space, but is there any like direct benefit to the creative process? Like while you're doing it, do you find the creativity there more, or is it just the fact that it opens up your head and you can go on later to that creative part?
It's a little bit of both. Like I'd say the perspective shift will get us both out of the way of like, we would refer to our personalities as like little Ben or little Kyle, to get involved and starting to like nitpick away at all this bullshit that starts. Basically, you clear the clouds of, say I've been focused on some stupid vocal thing for so long, and then you finally knock on your head and you're like, I'm a fucking idiot. Like, listen to the song. That doesn't even fucking matter. Like like that stuff. And just like, essentially now we do, we call it superhero training, but like we try to just do things to keep ourselves in that prime state, and like not have to, again, use anything as an excuse or a crutch. We're trying to just keep the clarity and keep the groundedness here as much as possible, because I find, say we do a lot of yoga and breathing and stuff, and I find the states after that are just ripe for creativity, because you're same thing. You're like suppressing the personality or suppressing the ego, and when that happens, then you're fluid with reality. So then that's where the creative tap is open, because you're just filled with infinity. It's not Ben trying to be creative. It's just creativity flowing through this receptacle or whatever the hell you want to call it.
Are you guys doing TM or like transcendental meditation, or is that
just
somewhere down the line?
tried that. Haven't tried that. I mean, because we always get paywalled. I want to know the fucking secret.
Pirate Bay TM.
We just fuck with really easy, basic meditation, and usually just like 5-10 minutes. but we're pretty strict on like Kundalini yoga. We'll do like cold exposure at the end of the shower for like a good few minutes, and breathing, like Wim Hof. That shit, like Wim Hof's a fucking genius, and that shit is wild. I can't believe how high you can get off air. It's insane.
Is that San Francisco fella that like? No, never mind. I'm not even gonna pretend. I know
He's a Dutch.
Oh, is he?
guy.
Okay.
He looks
He's
like a Viking.
the Iceman, they call him, where he climbed Everest in
right, yeah,
underwear.
okay, right.
He's got all these wild breathing techniques, and like fuck, we tried them extensively, and like
It gets wild in there.
It gets wild in there from just air. It gets wild. It's astonishing, really.
Wow. Well, this is not the conversation I expected to have today.
Who knows where this is going? You know?
Sunday stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whose podcast are we on, by the way? Are we on your podcast now? Is that what's happening?
It's totally become something totally different.
We're sharing a mutual podcast space right now.
100%.
Well, I love that.
I feel like we're sitting.
Go ahead.
I just feel like we're sitting at the end of your table. It's really
awesome
That's
setup.
exactly what we want.
That is the goal.
Fucking right, guys.
It's funny, like when you talked about, kind of noticing like the dust around the keyboard or whatever, and I just think of those. So just watching some of the videos you guys have done about, the music that you've made by, just mouse clicks and keyboard clicks and toilet seat lids going up and down. I just assume in that state you're just open to everything, and you absorb all those sounds and hear them as music.
Yeah, and it's just like at those. It's just us kind of being goofy too. Like those are just like, we've just gotten to a state, whether altered or not, where we try not to let the minutia stifle the creativity, because again, we've spent big money on music videos and recordings, but the shittiest video and recording we've done still has done the best. So like, you can't sit here and tell me anymore that it's like, well, it's got to be this angle and that. We're just like, fuck it. And yeah, with the the toilet, like you can make music out of anything, and it's so easy now with a microphone. You just slap your knee and hit yourself in the forehead, and you loop that a bunch of times, and now you got a sweet drum kit. So those have been fun. That's been a fun little expansion for TikTok and Reels, is just making those little beats. And like some of them, you go back and like, damn, we could make this into a song.
Yeah. What's the stage show look like? You guys bringing anyone else?
Yeah, we're 3-piece. We got our drummer Kevin Farmer.
He's awesome.
Kevin
he's
Farmer.
Check him out on Instagram.
Yeah.
What kind of drums is he typically playing outside of Mountain Head?
What type of drums?
Well,
he's I don't even know. He's a fucking monster. He's really into Rush, obviously, and he's into a lot of heavier music, but like he can fucking wail hard. Yeah. And we play with a lot of drummers, and we've hired a lot of drummers, and Kevin we've known since we're kids. So it's that, plus he works so hard and drums better than anyone.
Yeah.
And yeah, he's amazing. Yeah, but 3-piece live. I play guitar and sing. Kyle bass and sing. Kevin on the drums. And
he sings too.
Yeah, he's been singing.
And just pure instruments. There's no
nothing.
No tracks.
Nothing. Really?
No.
Crazy.
Nothing, man.
Fuck
Nothing.
it. Fuck that.
Just rock and roll.
Because I was like, it's funny. Electric. What do we say it was? Electric or electronic?
Super electric rock.
Super electric rock. Like I don't know why, but I've been listening to a ton of Massive Attack lately, and
wow. What the hell? No way.
I think Dedicated I put on the other day, and I was just like, oh, this could fit right in my opinion, could fit right in that kind of trip hop.
That's great. We get that a lot, man.
Yeah, Massive Attack we've heard a few times, and we started listening to them after those suggestions. We're like, damn, these guys
embarrassingly
are sick.
enough, we didn't really listen to them before.
Well, it's a tough band where like they had a couple of pretty big commercial hits, but like I don't know how it would have reached North America when those songs came out. I think originally it was just like, oh, that's the song from the start of House, and that's the song that played in Snatch. I think that was kind of the extent of Massive Attack, but yeah, killer group, and like
they're awesome,
so unique and adventurous.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
and that's kind of what we wanted to do, is just like see what we could do with guitars and bass that like really wasn't being done. And like, we've been called synth rock tons of times, but like we're fucking with like, if you crank a fuzz pedal loud enough, like that thing will start to sound like a synth. And we're just like using different rhythms that usually wouldn't be played by guitars or bass, that seems to make it just sounds synthy or cool. And like Kyle and I learned, because Kyle used to play guitar, like we used to both play guitar in bands, and when he started playing bass a lot more, we started to realize that if we're playing these different harmonies, we can start to like
dance
spin
around
this
each other.
thing. It starts to spin this like rhythm, and then you get the drummer countering that, and it becomes this weird like kaleidoscope. I feel like our songs were kind of like just fitting rhythms together as a kaleidoscope.
Were you guys all like growing up? Were you super collaborative with each other? What were you like as kids? What was the relationship like?
There's fucking
classic.
This stuff.
Yeah.
Just beating the shit out of each other.
Okay.
On each other, but it was actually in Fort McMurray is where like because he had been off the university and just graduated, and I was just
Mr. Finance.
I was going. Yeah, nice spiked hair.
Nice.
I was just done my first year, and I was about to break it to my dad, and that I was going into music, and not that was a big deal. Everyone kind of knew because I've been Shreddy Van Halen for a while. I've been going at it, but Kyle and I we were like on the back porch in Fort McMurray, and we are just like fucking around, and I was like, "Hey, you ever smoke salvia?" And he's like, "No." "Do you smoke weed?" And I was like, "Yep." And then he was like, "Should we get some weed?" And then
we just
like,
become best friends.
And like it literally happened like that, and that for the last 10 years has been like we've morphed into one person basically that share sometimes opposing like the complete opposite view. So it's kind of like it's a cool dance where we're kind of like yin and yang holding each other into the center, and we kind of keep each other in line, and it's like we use each other as instruments almost.
Interesting.
It's interesting.
God damn. All right. Well, I have lots to ponder. But I think first and foremost is that I'd really love the opportunity to see these guys on stage.
Yeah, I can't wait to see how it translates, and I'm sure you guys can't wait to get out and because there's probably been no chance to really road test these at all, right? Like,
yeah, well, yeah, shit. A lot
I
of
don't know if we can do it yet.
Yeah, we're still learning them, but
on the tightrope.
Once you do it out in front of people is when you find out
exactly.
Yeah. But we don't give a fuck. We're into taking risks always. So.
Well, and what's the showcase in LA all about? That sounds like that'd be a phenomenal.
Yeah,
time.
it's that school night. I think it's like a popular showcase out there, and like our management's out there, and we had just gotten agents out there, so we're just kind of going to meet the team, play a show, and show those LA gangs that we know how to do. We know how to do it a little differently than where we're from.
Yeah, quite a bit differently, I'd say.
We'll be flashing that Canadian tuxedo in 90-degree weather.
Very, very nice. Where is the gig? Do you know?
It's at Bardo. It's a club called Bardo right in Hollywood.
Okay, cool. Have you guys
Nice
been?
spot.
Have you been to LA
Looks
before?
No, first
You
time.
guys?
No.
Yes,
Yeah, you have.
a few times.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah,
I forgot. Yeah.
I've done that. Where is it in Hollywood? You know,
I can find
so like
out.
along the strip there.
I have no idea. It's on.
Just get back to us in May.
Yeah.
It is on the strip, guys. I'll send you a picture. It's on Vine Street, Los Angeles.
Okay. Yeah.
And then where do you guys hang out in the summer? Because I remember you guys do quite a bit of content on what appears to be a beautiful boathouse. Am I mistaken?
That's in North Frontenac. So like north of Napanee, kind of near Kingston, like an hour and a half from Kingston. It's a new booming cottage area.
Yep.
Our parents got
a weed store.
Our parents got a place up there. So and the main reason they bought it was the boathouse was converted into a bar. So who needs to put a boat in there? And Kyle and I we've been hemming and hawing about doing a show there for a while, and we were recording in the boathouse one beautiful summer day, and
that song that you thought sounded kind of like Massive Attack.
Dedicated.
Actually.
We were recording it in that boathouse, and neighbors we'd never met, we saw them paddling over in a canoe.
Cool.
And we're like, oh, this is interesting.
They're coming to jam,
and they don't even say hi. They're like, it's a little loud. And I was like, I'm looking at our interface. I'm like, it's at minus 37 dB. This isn't even close to being loud. We're like, okay, whatever. And they paddled off, and they're kind of dicks about it. At least tell me your name. If you're going to tell me to fuck off, I'll take it way better.
Yeah.
So they paddled away, and then we're like, we're definitely doing that fucking show. So we linked up with the local food bank. We got a bunch of local people involved, and we started,
hundreds of boats showed up.
Yeah, hundreds of boats showed up, and we played a set, and we've done it twice now. We raised a couple grand last year for charity from it, and probably 1,000 pounds of food.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And it's been wild. So because we keep just scaling it and just getting bigger sound systems. So we had a big subwoofer just fucking smashing the water.
Waves.
There was a swimming mosh pit, and Yeah, there's probably like 500-600 people there with like, there's 120 boats or so. And just we kind of had it as an idea and we mentioned it in a Facebook thing. And now it's turned into this like annual wild extravaganza that, that's one of our favorite shows. And it's kind of funny that it's our own little thing that we've been doing.
Where have the paddlers attended?
The paddlers. Oh, there's been paddlers. Yeah,
the paddlers. I thought it was a little too loud. You know,
they leave now.
I was gonna say they moved the fuck out. Now it's taking over.
And the problem is we've made a lot more friends now with that show. Yeah. So we got the whole lake on our side now.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like I can't imagine the music is it can be too abrasive live.
No, and it's one time a year.
Yeah.
We're usually pretty decent.
Can't get out of control. Come on, who can? Come on.
Okay, so where are the girls from?
The girls, they're from Scarborough, Ontario.
Very nice. Is there a famous grill spot in Scarborough, or do you guys have a hookup, or what's going on?
There's another funny story to this one. Really, we wrote the song "Make It Mundane," and for whatever reason, we had the hats and we got the denim jacket and jeans made, and we weren't really looking for the next thing, but we wrote that song, and I felt like we had like robbed a bank and we were peeling off in a DeLorean, and for whatever reason we had gold teeth in that vision, and I was like, we need to get gold teeth. and we were like,
it has been spoken.
So when we were kind of we let it sit and marinate for a sec, and we were playing a show because we were like, this could be the stupidest fucking idea we've ever had. And so we were playing this show that night after we had really like pondered it, and there was a guy side stage, and no one is ever side stage where we were playing. And like we sat down and he was like, yo, I want to smoke with you. And he smiled and he's gold teeth, top and bottom. And we were like, there it is. There's the link. Like, cause we didn't know anyone.
Yeah.
We didn't. And we were like, there's the clear fucking sign to do this. And so he hooked us up with his boy, Mike. And we went to a really dodgy part of the neighborhood.
The biggest bingo you've ever seen.
And we bit into the molds. And boy, I tell you, as soon as I bit in that mold, I sat there being like, you fucking dumb son of a bitch. I've never felt stupider in my life right to that moment. And I've always appreciated grills. It was just like for me and what we were doing, I just didn't know at the time. But I really like them now.
And then, so did you just pop them in for the interview? You're not rocking them all day long.
It depends, man. Like if
we haven't done promos yet.
We haven't done the promos, but we kind of pinch ourselves. Because like, fuck, if our studio's at our house and if you're in track pants and like a big hoodie, like we kind of pinch ourselves, be like, go get the gear on, because we're not going to ever show up publicly or on social media not in it.
Yeah.
So if we're in it, we can always capture content. And it's kind of like, again, a reminder to be like, yo, get to work. Like the teeth are in your mouth. You're going to feel it. You're going to be like, okay, I better start singing or practicing or recording or do something. It kind of like, we chose our own work uniform.
So grills are a way to inspire productivity.
Yeah. Yes.
Interesting. Well, now that you put it that way,
next week, maybe.
You get it. Next week, face tattoos.
Plus, like, I seem to remember reading like the reason why pirates had like gold teeth and like lots of like gold accessories was because if they needed money in a pinch, or if they got like arrested or something.
Makes sense.
They had like a gold cap.
Or it just
sell off.
Or it reminded them that today I need to pillage.
Yes, today
gold teeth is in.
Today we sail.
Today I need to pillage.
I need to pillage.
Wow. Okay. So, that's again grills. I wanted to know about the grills. Did not expect that. Very thoughtful explanation of the process. That's good.
The whole thing kind of just downloaded itself over time.
Right.
Black and gold was the message. So we got, the gold stitching and the gold buttons.
Yeah.
We were trying to clear ourselves up and organize ourselves like one should in Stardew Valley to just be communicating our thing. Our logo is really simple. We're black and gold. Our guitars are black and gold. We're just trying to keep it clear while it's also quite confusing.
So, and then what were you saying about the tattoo situation?
Okay, so yeah, you guys had your tattoo artist. Is it David Peyote?
David Peyote, yeah. David Cote.
So he ended up mixing your songs. Like he was a tattoo guy, but you guys ended up getting him to mix the songs.
Yeah, everything you guys prompt is just wild stories.
Yeah.
So I've got quite a few tattoos. Kyle's got none, but we were going to Montreal for the jazz festival, and Kyle was on Reddit one day, and he's like, "Yo, check out this fucking tattoo," and it was a tattoo of Shiva, the Hindu god. I'm been studying Indian classical music for the last 10 years, big into, just I like all the stuff that's saying the same thing the psychedelics are, which Hindu philosophy is. He found this guy, and I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get tattooed by him. So I emailed him, and we started hitting it off, and he started following me on Instagram, and he had seen some of the sitar videos I posted, and he's like, holy fuck. He's like, I've got a sitar, but the strings are all fucked up. So I was like, okay, I'll bring some strings. I brought some strings, and he did this amazing tattoo on my leg. I strung a sitar, and like, one of those things that you think would just be a one-off moment became like, we've been buds for the last 8 years. And
Wow.
It was just, we had lined up someone else to mix the record, like a cat that mixes like Death from Above. And he had emailed us, and he was like, yo, send me one of your songs. Cause he makes music too. So we'd share music back and forth, send him some music. He's like, let me mix one. And then we're like, yeah, what the fuck's he going to know about mixing, man? Cause he's an absolutely insane tattoo talent. Like, check him out at the David Cote on Instagram, because he's next level. No one has a style like him. So I thought, there's no way someone who's that talented could also be dominating in the mix category. And boy, were we wrong when we received the mixes back from him, and we were like, what the fuck is this? So that he mixed the first 3 tracks on Backseat and everything prior to that, and he's done probably 90% of our cover art. Gaslight, Circuit, We Stole Your Head, all of it pretty much. Yeah. So he's just been like a close artistic collaborator over the years, and it just a relationship that formed through passing art back and forth over the years, which is really cool.
Did you say he's based in Montreal or?
Yeah. He's got a studio called Velour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And again, great musician too. He's a fucking ringer.
Yeah, he is.
On all levels.
Full on reality artist.
So no tattoos for Kyle.
No tattoos for
but
Kyle.
I'm happy to take whatever he finds.
And like you're never tempted?
I don't know. No, never been tempted. Not yet, at least, man.
You got time.
How about you? When did you get your first tat?
My first tat was hey, let's fucking go get a tattoo. And I was like, okay. And so that's just like, as like a little hidden thing here.
At what age?
Oh, 21.
Okay.
I was in Vancouver. Okay. And then, I try to get at least 2 every year.
2 every year. That's the
I like
rotation.
That.
Yeah, they're small. They're pretty small. They're, not too
sick.
Big, but yeah, I try not to. I didn't, I have some people that like to just go fucking whole hog and just get it all done. You know what I mean? I don't have the funds for that, and I can be patient with that kind of stuff. So,
and don't worry about it, Kyle. I was 46 when I got my first. So
okay, I was just gonna ask. Oh, right there,
yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
Right.
Nice. That looks good.
Do you have just one, Pete?
I'm so far just one. Funds is kind of the biggest reason why it isn't. I've got ideas for more, so there will be more, but
cool, man.
Yeah, they're expensive. And the other thing is, to what you're saying is like, I was burning it for a while, but I was like, I got a lot of life left. There's a lot of artists. Like I gotta keep some space.
Yeah, totally.
Because I'm gonna run into some shit, and I don't want to be like, I got a fucking Mickey Mouse. I can't get that.
It's almost stressful to a certain degree when you take all the factors that could influence you to get a tattoo or not, and then you factor in the artists themselves, because like I'm at a point now where I'll latch onto an artist, and like the last tattoo, basically I was just like, hey man, like what do you want to do here? He was like, oh well, how about we do this? Okay, let's go. Like I don't even really want to see it at this point. I'm just like, I appreciate the fact that this person is contributing their art to my canvas, I guess.
Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome.
I dig that.
Yeah, awesome attitude.
So yeah, and I don't have very many good ideas anyways. So or they don't want to commit to my concepts in the first place.
Yeah, I haven't been tattooed in a while. I got a big chest piece from David Cote, and it's not even finished, and it hurt so fucking bad that I've had my tail between my legs ever since.
Yeah.
It was fucking devastating.
What is it like? Is it like your full like top half, or?
It's like, there's a big.
Oh, holy shit, dude.
Oh,
wow.
Above my navel.
Wow.
Like it's big, and it's
that looks awfully like painful. Yeah.
It was. And at one point, like we were sitting there, and he's like, look, I was like, dude, this is bad. And like, I'm usually okay, but he was like, all right, we got 2 options. I can put on way bigger needles and take half the time. It's going to hurt way more. He's like, well, we stick with this. I was like, bring out the rake, baby. And he bought that thing out. And I was like, oh my God. I felt like fucking, like there was just a pitchfork, like,
Yeah. How's that sound, Kyle? Appealing?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to sign up tomorrow.
He's on his phone booking an appointment right now.
Yeah. Someday there will be enough money and time and ideas to cover yourself head to toe. It'll be glorious.
Patience is key with tattoos.
Yeah, I think it's pretty important. I mean, it's a funny seeing all the, it seems like it's almost like a trend now is getting tattoos erased.
Yeah.
Lasered off.
Lick and stick is back, but it hurts a little more.
Yeah. It looks very painful. So I hope never to reach that point.
Yeah, same.
Okay, well, that's again. So a tattoo artist who becomes your very, very close artist collaborator.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Wild.
That's pretty cool. Well, I might have to search that up. I'm going to Montreal in June, and I would love to be able to set aside a couple hours.
Check out Peyote.
Dude, yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, I will have to. It's very helpful information.
Probably sounds like you might have to get on that now. If
totally.
Sounds like he books up pretty quick.
But just say Ben from Mountain Head tipped you onto that.
All right. I will. We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch if it
I'll
happens.
send him a text too. I'll be like, look, man, I got the best canvas.
That piece.
Yeah, he's open to anything.
We mean anything.
All right. Well, you know what? What else we got, Pete?
I think I know you guys got other shows you got to jump on here. So, like any full-blown touring, like if you got anything planned that we can kind of say maybe you're going to be out here at some point.
We're working on it. We just linked up with new agents or our first agents last summer, and we're just we're grooming the whole scene. But we're coming to the West for sure. And Mountain Head in the mountains, we kind of have to.
I feel like you got
yodeling around the hills.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys could probably get some pretty good Stampede gigs. No?
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Have you looked into that?
Yeah, we're gonna get our agents on the horn.
There they are.
Yeah. I mean, there's only like 300 shows a day for like 10 days.
Yeah.
It's got to be a spot somewhere.
And shit, we'll ride a Bronco if we have.
Anything else you guys want to add? I mean, we didn't really touch on the new record too much, but congrats again.
Hey, thank you.
Thank
very
you.
much. Yeah,
Go give it a spin. Give Backseat a spin.
Yeah, check it out. Listen to the whole thing. Listen to our other tunes, and there's a plethora of content out there. We're just gonna keep on serving it up.
So check it out.
Online.com.
Perfect. All right. Well, the Hanna Brothers, Mountain Head.
Good to meet you guys.
Yeah, you too. Peace out.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Glad we could do this.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you guys.
Yeah. When you guys get out here, we'll hook up and do something in person.
100%. Love it.
Yeah, we got a sweet green screen for some fun video content. So
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
We are into that.
We got to sit at that table in RL.
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Agreed.
Hell yeah. Bring that shaman.
Yeah. We'll get a hold of Maestro.
All right. Peace, boys.
Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Peace, guys.
See ya.
What a chat.
That is quite amazing, and a little bit of a world I'm not super familiar with, as
Yeah.
I'm sure you probably know. So it's like
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair.
Honestly, it was a very good learning experience.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I guess I grew up in it too, but you probably had far more of an extreme exposure to substances, right? Like in a Fear Factor kind of way. Like, did you do Dare?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there definitely would have been a little bit of that.
Do you remember Nancy Reagan? You
No.
a little young for that?
No,
Wasn't Nancy Reagan like the
Oh yeah.
big
That's right.
anti-drug
Yes.
cop?
Oh
Yeah,
yes, 100%. Yes, that's right. She was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, there were definitely many things that were, well, like they say, you talk about the connotations behind. There's a lot of negatory connotations behind.
Even just with something like mushrooms, which
right.
is like something that's been villainized for a long time, continues to be,
Yeah.
but is also proving to be quite beneficial in some respects.
And it's really funny. It's so, because I mean, there were mushrooms at high school dances.
There were?
Oh, for 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
So mushrooms, there was, obviously hash
Mhm.
was big. Obviously there was lots of pot.
Lots
nothing
of cocaine.
Cocaine definitely in later years for sure.
There's a lot of cocaine. A lot of cocaine around these parts, I feel.
Yeah.
Especially, I don't know what Didsbury would have been like during high school necessarily.
And I didn't necessarily swim in those waters a whole bunch, so I wasn't completely exposed to it a bunch.
Yeah.
But
it's definitely not a drug I understand.
Yeah.
At all.
But again, coming back, so it doesn't like, and I like that they kind of brought it around as well. It's not necessarily like an endorsement to go out and just try this all willy-nilly.
No.
But there's actual science behind it somewhat, right? And there's research to be done, and you decide it's right for you.
Yeah.
And something that's going to be beneficial for you.
It is interesting, though, like for them to be at a point where, I mean, obviously they knew someone who knew someone in terms of that shaman experience with the DMT trip. But like that's just the commitment to doing that in a park in Toronto with someone that you've just met.
Yeah.
That's like, you got to be real confident. I think it would help to have your brother there.
100%.
I think that would be
honestly,
huge.
I try to put myself in that position and think like, how would, like at some point I'm going to have something click in my brain, go, this isn't
like if it was you and I, there's no way it would happen.
We're turning around and like, nah, this ain't kosher.
Anyways, I really, really love that chat. And shout out to Mountainhead for a pretty killer.
Yeah,
EP.
great guys. And again, just the content that they put out there. They're just always creating, and I loved as well. He brought up about intent. I think he talked a little bit about intent. And I think you and I have had conversations about intent before.
Yeah.
What's your intent behind doing what you're doing?
Yeah.
And it comes from a very natural, creative space with these guys.
Yeah, very no pretension or pretentious behavior involved, it seems. But,
Fuck on.
Yeah, fuck on, baby. Fuck on. So yeah, shout out to Mountainhead. Shout out to Ryan and Ryley, our producers extraordinaire here. At Communal Creative Studios in Red Deer, Alberta.
And a big thanks to Go Services Inc. and Bose Barn Stage.
Bose Barn Stage, you were there the other
Did
night.
a show last night.
Yeah, how was that?
It was pretty friggin' amazing.
Yeah, he said it was very cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Clayton Bellamy and the congregation putting on a show. The Country Music Awards are in Red Deer tonight. Did you know that?
In Red Deer?
Yeah.
The Alberta?
Country.
Okay.
Sorry, the Alberta Country Music
Are you
Awards.
going to that?
I know.
No? You didn't get an invite?
No invite.
Okay. I wonder who's going to win.
The guy with the hat.
That's probably fair to assume. Fair to assume.
And the truck.
Well, Pete, what else do our listeners or viewers need to know?
Like, subscribe, share, leave some friggin' reviews already, even if they're nasty. I said, did you get a nasty one the other day? I thought, is that something you
I made
talked
that
about?
up.
Oh, that wasn't a real review?
No. What did I say?
I
Wasn't
can't
it
remember. You had the name and everything, didn't you?
Toby? I think I call him. I think his name was Toby or something.
Toby with his Toby's 2-star reviews. That's his thing.
Yeah. Fuck on with your reviews for the Road the Stage on wherever you review anything.
That's the biggest lesson
Review
to
us
take
on
out
Yelp.
of today. Fuck on. Just hit like and subscribe already.
And
we'll do it again next.
when are we fucking on next?
We'll fuck on
Wednesday.
The Road the Stage is produced by Ryan Kuly and Ryley Surian at the Communal Creative Studios in Red Deer, Alberta. In partnership with Go Services Inc., Sawback Brewing Co., Tourism Red Deer, and Bose Bar and Stage.